You know, if you saw who threw that, you know, if you see them trying to throw something again, first go over and punch them out, and then call them in. You know?
Does the band feel like they have control over the concerts?
We make an announcement before we start playing. If any fireworks hits the stage, the show is over. Nobody wants that, but that's where it's at.
Well, I was walking around the stadium, and it seemed to me everyone was so pumped up and so intense. And
there's nothing wrong with that.
Sure, but there was
people having a good time.
Right, but there was a lot of pushing and shoving, and it went a little bit beyond there. A lot of people were getting thrown out of the stadium. The guards were throwing them
We
out.
got to understand, you know, I can't see outside the exit or something like that. You know, I can only speak for what I see.
In any spectator, I mean, down to like going to see a play, movie, anything, violence, the, you know, emotional violence, you know, is part of what people go to see. It's in football. And certainly there's a lot of violent energy in rock and roll. I mean, rock and roll deals with a lot of, you know, frustration and anxiety and things like that. At its best, I think.
Yeah. Although I would say that rock and roll is poor entertainment for the bloodthirsty, really. I mean, if that's where you're at, you know, rock is not going to give it to you, you know.
Do you think the press is blowing this whole thing out of proportion?
Absolutely.
I still don't think that it's violence just so much that these people are concerned about. I think it's the sense that they have that there's a lot of license that goes on at a rock and roll show. You know, they think the kids are out there smoking pot and maybe, you know, groping their girlfriends, and they connect the whole thing with, like, my daughter getting pregnant and smoking pot and being exposed to drugs, and all these rock and roll guys are all, you know, drug crazed and they're promoting it. I think it's that. It's the violence of lack of control that parents feel, you know. I mean, they feel threatened. That's a violent act towards them. You know?
I would just like to feel, you know, if that, like the people that were running it, profiting from it, you know, et cetera, were, you know...
concerned. Yeah,
we're just, you know, organizing it in a competent enough manner that, that, you know, nothing, like, really unfortunate could happen.
And I guess the adults have always thought it was violence. First, they thought it was violent because it was sexy, you know? And to them, that was violent, you know? Wrong. Terrible. So, you know, what are you going to do? Anything that's like, you know, like, I mean, rock and roll is like, you know, uncensored, unexpurgated, you know, hopefully straight to the core of the matter, you know, writing. And it's not, you know, it's not Father knows best, you know? Thank God.